Well, I answered Carol Lister, who wrote that letter. She's regional director of.
All right, family. I wish somebody. See, this is why. This is why it's very important you study history and you study your ancestors. And this is why you got to be 10 toes down. You can create the analogy when it comes to having your eyes open, being African centered, being rooted in truth. You can kind of equate it to some street shit to a certain extent, but street shit is not productive. You know what I'm saying? But in the streets, you got to be 10 toes down. You can't be a no halfway crook. You can kind of equate it to that. So, see, if Nick Cannon was 10 toes down, he was really about this. First of all, he would have been more articulate in what he was trying to say in that interview that he did when he was interviewing Professor Griffin. And second of all, he would have known that if there's any confusion, if he was ever confused, he would know to refer back to your ancestors' house. Okay? And this is why I'm presenting this to you guys. This is why I'm presenting this, because our ancestors already laid this out. Our ancestors did this 30 years ago, family. Okay? Our ancestors then gave us the blueprint. This is one of our revered ancestors. He was a God in the flesh. A God having a human experience. Maybe that's going above a lot of y'all heads. That's Dr. Ben. Alive in the cosmos. Dr. Ben. And this is why I gotta say this. And I'm gonna let the video roll. I'm not gonna disparage Nick. I know that he was like an infant in this real shit. I could tell. I mean, I've been tell. I can hear it in his voice. You can hear it in the Negro voice. You can hear it in the, not Negro. You can hear it in the black man's voice if he's rooted or if it's new to him. It's just like the street sounds. So anyway, but I heard that he made. I'm hearing that he made some suspect remarks about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, the goddess alive in the cosmos. Her avatar is resting, and if that's true, he's my enemy. But I haven't confirmed it. I haven't heard it out of his mouth. I know someone who has done that, and that's Charlemagne the Gnome. Charlemagne the Gnome, that professional ass kisser. But I'm gonna wrap it up with this. There's certain African scholars and teachers in our ancestors' homes that you cannot disrespect them. You cannot. I mean, and when I say you cannot, I mean you cannot. This is not like no threat. This is not like, us saying we don't want you to do it, or me, or family. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing out of Washington, D.C., she had a house uptown on 16th Street. WS tried to take it from her. The author of the ISIS papers, Dr. Ben, who was on my screen, Chancellor Williams, okay, Dr. John Henry Clark, okay, Willie Mandela, Nelson Mandela's wife, Stokely Carmichael, Asada Shakur, when she's still alive. But it's a bunch of others. I'm not going to run down the list. But our goddesses and our goddesses that are our ancestors now, there's certain ones that you cannot mention their names in a disrespectful fashion, because they have saved so many African and black lives, that you will become a walking target. And I'm not talking about no target like we're gonna shame you or call you a coon. No, I'm talking about your life will be in jeopardy. And I'm gonna say it like this, because I'm gonna say too much. In DC homes, in Chicago, in New York, in Detroit, in Atlanta, in Memphis, and There's a couple other places, but those are the main ones. There are, and in LA, there are black men and women homes that do not play about our African ancestors, bro. You will get eliminated behind this shit. And I'm gonna wrap it up right real quick. It's 2020. 18 years ago, Holmes, there was a group of coons that was trying to get into politics. They aligned themselves with some politicians, some mayonnaise politicians, right? And they went after, I'm not gonna mention no names, they went after one of our African ancestors, our scholars, one of our black scholars. They tried to defame the person. They wrote a bunch of articles trying to defame him. They brought him up. I'm not gonna say too much, but they tried to they brought him up on charges, and nothing stick. But I'm gonna tell you like this: a year later, it was 22. It was about 22 or 21 of them. A year later, it was only 7 left. That's all I'm gonna say. There was only 7 left. And when I say 7 left, I mean 7 living homes. So I'm just letting y'all know, bro. It's Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, her name is hands off, bro. If you're not already an enemy, if you're a WS or whatever, okay, we expect that. But if you black and you mention her name, you mention Dr. Ben's name, you mention John Henry Clark's name in a disrespectful fashion, especially in public homes, you can, bro, you can be put in a coffin. You are looking to be put in a coffin for that shit, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm just warning motherfuckers, bro.